The moment is here, you can stop your search. It's Comics by Perch.
Hey everybody, this is Perch. I've been catching up with a lot of people in comics lately, different creators, writers, editors, etc. People get caught up in the swirl of kind of job changes and so on. And as a general rule, first off, as listeners to the show know, I keep my conversations private. But um, as a general rule, there's two themes that kind of emerge, and in different businesses, we call this talking in the aggregate, which means, not getting into specifics because, we respect people's confidentiality and what they're saying. But as a general whole, what are the themes that are kind of emerging as we talk about comics? And, I've talked to people for a long time. And so you kind of notice trends over time. People are happier, unhappier, and so you can't help but pick up on this stuff. And at the moment, the interesting part, and I did the video about, a lot of fans are anxious about Spider-Man, and you feel that kind of anxiety in people where they feel like something bad is going to happen. They're getting frustrated with the comic and everything else. But on the creator side or on the company side, the publisher side, it's kind of two themes that have emerged. The first is it's not a scared feeling, but it's a feeling of uncertainty. There's a definite feeling of, I'm not sure if they're going to call me back. I'm not sure if, they're going to downsize. I'm not sure what's going. There's a hard feeling of, I'm not sure where this industry is going. And over the, because of the channel and nature of it, and then some of the people that follow it and talk about it and borrow inspiration from it are in the comment section, etc. I get the comment a lot of, hey, you really shouldn't talk to those people, those bad people. I've read some of those mails. You really don't want to be associated with them. But at the moment, I'm not getting those. I'm really, maybe everybody's just given up, but I'm not getting those. But I am getting more commentary from people. I would say there's a decent amount of people in the industry that are listening to the show on a regular basis because they'll reference like 5 or 6 videos that are kind of all over the place. And so more people are reaching out, more people are engaging. So I'm not sure what exactly that means. But there is a definite feeling of anxiety. By the way, several people predicted that Narwhal interviewing him would be a problem because he mentioned at one point, I think during the interview, they did something with CG or under CG, or like he was attached to it on some level. Or maybe he is, I don't know. This may come as a very weird thing to everybody, but when I talk to people, and as I reached out to a bunch of independents, a bunch of you have reached out to me, which is good. I'll get back to you, and we're going to do this steady promotion of indie writers and artists, not affiliated with anything, by the way. Just people try to work their way up. I didn't get I didn't get the why'd you have a bad person. I didn't get a single night letter over Narwhal. It was nice. I got one the other way, going, you're gonna hurt Narwhal with your fence sitter takes, and he needs to stick with. And he mentioned a couple other kind of other YouTubers that are more associated with that. So I got one for the other direction, going, why is he slumming around with you? But nothing from the industry. But there's a feeling of anxiety for sure, and it's I'm not getting people commenting on. Like I mentioned, people aren't saying, "Oh, be careful of talking to the bad people or enabling the bad people." There's a couple of lunatics, but these aren't even people in comics. These are weird Facebook trolls and nut jobs that are frankly don't have anything in comics. They're kind of hanger-on people, and they are, that I think they're desperate to kind of get back to the glory days of, 2018, where they were getting a lot of attention for being psychopaths, but. Now they're just kind of out there screaming into the wind. But what people are nervous about is just where the industry is going. So it's curious. It's a curious trend. The other theme is I did a video about, there being a lot of backstabbing in comics. And in fairness, somebody said in the comments, which I think was a good one, is that, it's wrong to say Jack Kirby was stabbed in the back. He was stabbed in the front. Okay, that's fair. There we used to have the saying in a company that here at this company, I won't say who, but the mascot is associated with a mouse. Here at this company, you get stabbed in the front and in the back. it's I don't know. Again, not wrong. But that video, the backstabbing video they did, I got a lot of creators weighing in on that kind of overall. And the theme, the aggregate of the comments were, yeah, that's true. I don't know why it's true. I hate these two people. They're assholes. and not the same two people. That would be kind of funny if it was, but no, this is what I can't quite wrap my head around, and I don't think this is just work in general. So, but I'm asking all of you to kind of confirm or deny. But the amount of gossip and shit talk in comics seems higher than other industries, like a lot higher. And overall, like not just in the established publishers, I mean with the crowdfunding people and everything. I mean, there's live streams and channels solely dedicated to screwing with other people, not just mainstream people, but other indie crowd creators, like crowd creators, crowdfunders. There you go. It seems like a personality trait that is just wired into people who work on comics. And so I guess I'll put it another way, because everybody can go to YouTube and see kind of live streams where somebody shitting on somebody else. I don't agree, by the way, with the people taking shots at old Clint Stoker. By the way, I think that's shameful. I think Clint's a good guy. And why tear each other down? Again, there's the thing about comics in its current state. It's not like Marvel in the 80s where they had a publishing strategy of crowding out the shelf and basically publishing so many books. And that is actually a publishing strategy that might work in the newsstand. In the direct market, that strategy is a lot more questionable. In 2023, it's way more questionable. And when I say questionable, what I really mean is shitty. The idea that there's only so much room is a myth. I understand that, in crowdfunding, you got to push for dollars and everything else, but there's a lot of ways to go to market. Webtoon Tapas have kind of taught people that. If you have a good product, if you have a good value proposition, you'll do fine, and you can have as many as you want. So we're not in the days where people need to knife each other in the back in order to create shelf space for their project. That's just not how it needs to work anymore. But I guess I would point you to, if you go on and you listen to some of the YouTube channels, live streams where people are crapping on another creator, and you can find them pretty easily. There's lots of them. What I guess I would say is, that's something you can see, but the closed doors, behind the scenes stuff at the publishers are actually really similar. Like, it's the same stuff. It's the same kind of heat. It's the same kind of, grabbing a couple pals, mocking them, all this stuff. It's making up stuff or twisting words out of context. It's the same thing. It's very much a truism across comics that this goes on. And it may explain, why are some of the comic creators frustrated and paranoid? Well, as I think most of you probably know, if you are in the business of, shit talking somebody behind their back, if you're in the business of kind of, maneuvering to try and get ahead over somebody else, well, in the back of your mind, you're always wondering if somebody's doing that to you. And the answer in comics is yes, probably yes. And so, that does explain, I'm always looking for reasons behind human behavior. That does explain why, so many people are kind of paranoid and weird about this stuff. But I mean, it is funny. I can't have a conversation with anyone that doesn't involve somebody else. Is awful. And so when I look at comics, I sum it all up at the end, a lot of uncertainty and a lot of kind of concern about where the industry is going. Is this my last gig? Am I going to get called back? Like, that was always there. It's at a much higher level now. What have you heard? Or, do you think I could do it? If you do that, if you combine that nervousness with, a lot of kind of behind the scenes politics, maneuvering, and backstabbing, that's a deadly combo. And I always go back, thank you, Carr. And I always go back to, the comment of a lot of people are writing superhero books about heroism, books about, rising to the occasion of beating impossible odds, all this kind of stuff. And it's got to be hard. It'd be hard for me. Would it be hard for you to write stories about heroism, but then be in this morass, in this mess? I'm the kind of person that needs the environment to kind of reflect what it is I'm doing. If I'm trying to do something very precise, very analytical, I can't be in a mess. And so I gotta believe that's tough. But I did want to ask all of you, we are going into a recession. There's a lot of uncertainty, a lot of, we're going to have an election too. God help us all in a year. And are you seeing a similar rise in kind of anxiety and kind of backstabbing in your industry, wherever you work? As I said, my point of view looks across multiple different, industries and companies and things, and it's a lot higher in comics. I wish it wasn't, but it absolutely seems to be. So what do you see it? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for listening.